Good evening and welcome to another episode, another week, another series on beating COVID-19. We will do this until it's done. This week, it's an interesting week. It's going to be thought-provoking. It's going to be interesting. We have an interesting topic to cover. Beating COVID-19 this week is about Africa. Hint, hint, no spoiler alerts. You need to get cued in on what's going on, what people are saying about Africa's COVID-19 pandemic. So this week, the subject matter is beating COVID-19 African style. Yeah, so Africa has been baffling a lot of the experts because, I don't want to say the prophets of doom, the modelers of doom maybe is a better word. The modelers of doom have been predicting doom, gloom, and super boom in terms of COVID-19. Like that song from that guy sounds like a Nigerian guy. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that one. That's how it's been. It's like Africa was supposed to blow up and sink and die and all sorts of things. But surprisingly, Africans' numbers are not living up to those models. And not because it's not going to happen. I'm not saying that, we are not going to get any more COVID-19 problems as concerns Africa, but Africa isn't having a steep enough curve. I think once you check the material that comes with this talk, you will realize that we are not sort of following the scientific route that other countries and regions have taken. And that has led to 5 major theories as to why. Notes. One interesting thing is because all these are not conspiracy theories, by the way. These are taken straight from recognized journals and journalists and reports, whereby they look at the statistics of Africa and they wonder why. So, beating COVID-19 African style. Here we go. This is going to be an interesting week. A few highlights for the week. We hope to schedule our Zoom session for Thursday evening. If you have a moment and you feel that that's a good time, give me a time and I'll slot it in, and then we can have our session and discuss this week's topic as well as any other previous week that you may find interesting. So, according to the Africa Report website, africareport.com, 17% of the population of the world is in Africa. Yet Africa has only 1.1% of the cases and 0.7% of the deaths. On top of that, Africa has 12,000 recoveries plus. This article was written several days ago, and it just goes to show that there is something in Africa that is curtailing the spread, the infection, the mass death that has been predicted. I have my own opinion, but I don't have to say my opinion now. I'll keep it till Thursday, possibly, and then we'll see. So, one of the things that the report says is that climate has a lot to play with Africa's success story, indicating that because of our hotter, drier, temperate climate, we have enjoyed or we have escaped in large number the rapid growth or rapid spread of the virus. It is claimed that the virus does better in cold weather, and Africa's hot, humid, and tropical weather seems to, mess it up. Secondly, they say Africa has a youthful demographic, many young people, many fit people, and hence many resistant people, or many people who can fight the infection. I don't want to say much. All I know, in Kenya we have runners, and they are fit, and they are young, and I could say more. I don't belong to that category of people, by the way. Number 3, they say that Africa has a lower population density. And to some extent, yes, but we do have metropolitan cities. We have cities like Lagos, which has about 18 to 20 million people. So, I don't know. Nairobi, which has several million people on resident. Look at cities like Johannesburg. Addis Ababa with its nearly, I think, 10 million. We have some large cities with large populations. So, I don't know. Population density, they mentioned that. They claim that Africans travel less. So, we are less travel. We don't go far from home. I don't know. most of you know me from my previous exploits, like Another Day, Another Project, whereby I'm always in the airport moving from place to place. So I might be the exception to the rule. Also, it said that Africa has experience with epidemics, and they cite Ebola. Yes, West African Ebola, not XYZ Ebola. Our viruses, we own them. We own our viruses. So they get named after our places. But anyway, pun intended. So what's basically happening is that based on those 5 set criterias, there is an indication that Africa has been spared the brunt of the infection. Whereas these are only observations, and these are observations backed by scientists and people of goodwill, I suppose. I think Africa is a unique testing ground. It's a unique proving ground, especially for a virus that did not originate here. I don't want to say what I think. I just want to stick to these 5 items. I do believe that climate has a part to play with it, because our temperatures and our humidity rates are way, way higher than, especially where I come from, that's Mombasa. We've been boiling and steaming and boiling and steaming and boiling and steaming and boiling and steaming and steaming and boiling and boiling and steaming. And even now in training, it rains, then boils and steams and boils. So, climate is an issue. Youthful demographics, statistics have it that way. Lower population density, possibly. I usually say from general observation that major metropolises have been high hotspot for infection, but again, that doesn't tally in every major city in the world. We have Mumbai and its greater Mumbai region has over about 40 million residents. You can fit Kenya in there and they'll still have space. But you know what? It doesn't show the same line. So if you believe these points, and it's good for you to read the attached documentation that will follow. I'll make sure I quote the site that has it and all the statistics they have written. It will be good that you look at it and give it a good once over, and then ask yourself whether these facts are real. Over this week, we shall be covering beating COVID-19 African style, so that we can also go through the process of appreciating what Africa has brought to the table as concerns COVID-19. It's going to be a few episodes of the good, the bad, and the ugly this week. So just bear with me. We are African. We have to talk about ourselves. This week is our week. Therefore, let's be proud of it, and let's just seize it for the moment, for the place that we live, and understand that at the moment, Africa is beating COVID-19 without all the big deals that everyone else has been doing. Africa is beating COVID-19. If the whole continent only has 3,000 deaths in the whole continent, 54 countries, there is something right about Africa. So I leave you to that tonight. Today is going to be short. We're going to start this week in a bit of a hype. And I pray that as you go through the week, think about your home country, your home ground, your place of domicile. This is Africa. Africa is beating COVID-19. And I'm urging you to just hold on to your horses. Don't jump in exaltation just yet until we are done with this week. Because after this week, not only will we have covered the 4 C's, 4 C's for your personal prevention, we'll cover the 4 C's for your mental health, four of them. We'll cover the 1 C for traveling, visiting other people, and the 1 C that covers them all. You know how they say that, like the Lord of the Rings, there's a ring for every kingdom, and then there's one ring to rule them all. So the last C is the ring to rule them all. So have yourself a good night. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one, and stay safe, stay well, stay happy, stay African. Good night.